Hello, friends. I am Chevy. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? I hope it's fantastic. Everything here is good. I meant to have a prop, but I didn't feel like making it, so. I also didn't feel like drinking. I was going to make tea. And anyway. When I was at the El Gran Sabor restaurant, the Venezuelan restaurant, Wednesday night, I think I mentioned this. I don't know. The little town that I was in, Elkins, West Virginia, is this kind of little weird, artsy, affluent town. And the restaurant filled up quickly, and like everybody that came in, it was like, I'm gonna have the Mont Blanc, and I'm gonna have the whatever, and they all ordered cocktails or drinks, and it was 4:30, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. That's just not normally my style, but it made me kind of think. And it was this one group, two people. I don't think they were a couple. I think they were daughter and father, just old. But I guess they could have been a couple. Like she could have, whatever. He couldn't really comprehend much. He was very old and very just kind of. Anyway, he ordered Chivas Royale on the rocks with a splash of water. She ordered something else, whatever. And it was like the conversation they had, like, you're going to have a cocktail, right? I'm going to have this and whatever. And it was just kind of like, okay, I get it. Like, okay. He gets his cocktail, pounds it, can I get another? Like, okay. And this dude was like old and barely understanding anything. But it just seemed like a natural part of their whatever together. Like, that's what they do at 4:30 in the afternoon. And it made me think, like, is that a thing? You know, media would have you believe that once upon a time in this country, it was a very normal thing to, have a wet bar at your house and come home and have a drink, and have a wet bar in the office. And anytime somebody came to the office, you offered them a drink, and everybody just drank all the time. And I've known that affluent people drink a lot or drink more than I expect because that just seems to be a thing for. But I don't know, is it still a thing? I live in a blue collar area with blue collar work, coal miners, and just people here. They're people that like come home and drink a 6-pack of beer, and that's kind of considered to be pathetic. Like that's kind of like, But I know that there are areas of the world where it's normal to sit down with a giant glass of wine every night for dinner and have an aperitif, or to come home and mix a, vodka tonic, or to have just whiskey on the rocks every night. Is that still a thing? Is that still part of the culture, or am I ignorant of it? I don't know because I don't do that. To me that's kind of strange. I like whiskey. I like whiskey a lot, and I'll drink whiskey on the rocks when I drink whiskey. But it's like twice a month. Like every so often I'll have a couple fingers in a tumbler. Or if I'm going to if I'm on the cruise or I'm on vacation and I'm doing nothing else, then yeah, I might get a little bit more into it at that point. But just to have this ritual of like, oh, we're drinking, and if somebody comes over, it's like I don't have a wet bar. Like, what do you want to drink? Like that's a normal thing that people do. And I'm curious to know if it is normal. I remember years and years and years ago. It probably hasn't been that many, but it was definitely pre-pandemic. There's a particular board game designer who is a prolific blogger, and he's French. And he mentioned something about he wouldn't trust a person in a meeting who wouldn't have wine with him. And it kind of, people kind of like, there was a lot of backlash. Like, I don't drink, so screw you. Like, that's bullshit, But coming from him as a French person, it felt like that's a very normal thing. Like, unless you're going to drink with me, I'm not going to trust you, or I'm not, like, that's just a normal part of life. And so possibly in Europe, maybe it's different. I know it's different. Been there, whatever. But here, where I live, in this little area, it's kind of like a problem, right? We have more problem drinkers than social, social elite drinkers, or maybe I'm just an idiot, and maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. I also am I don't drink and drive ever. Like, and I mean that, like, I don't have a beer at a restaurant and then get in the car and drive home. Ever. I don't do it. I just, I don't take chances like that. I ride a motorcycle. That's the big enough chance. I absolutely will not drink the same day I'm riding my motorcycle. But I don't go to a restaurant and have 2, 3, 4 drinks and then get in my car and drive home. Even though I might be under the legal limit, I don't feel okay with that. But I recognize that that's not everybody's vice, or not vice. That's not everybody's doesn't have share that same view. So I'm just curious. Like, I don't know. Is it a normal thing still? You know, go watch Mad Men and just see how often they just drink all day long. We're having a meeting, let's have a drink. You came to my house, let's have a drink. We walked into my office, let's have a drink. Everybody drink, 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 drink. Is that a thing still? You don't see, like, there is no drinks in any office I've ever worked in, but of course, I've been a state employee. So if it's a private firm, maybe it's different. I can't imagine going to lunch and having drinks. Like, that's weird to me. I worked at a car dealership, and that was weird. We would have drinks after work, but not something that you went into the manager's office and had a drink together. That just wasn't something that you did. So I assume that at some point that changed, and you don't see it in like modern movie portrayals. You'll see it occasionally, like opens a drawer and pours out a bottle sneakily, kind of let's have a drink together in the dean's office or whatever. But you don't see that portrayal of we walked into a business meeting, let's have a drink. So I suppose that kind of went away, but why? Why did that go? Like, where did it go? Maybe I'm completely off base. Maybe Silicon Valley is just a bunch of drunks. I don't know. But I'm curious about it because I feel like it's definitely, you know, like I said, here it's come home, drink a 6-pack, and pass it on the couch, and that's considered slovenly. That's considered detestful. Like, that's not good. But what's the difference between that and coming home and drinking, you know, a couple of tumblers with a couple of fingers of whiskey in it, and suddenly you're wealthy and you're well-to-do or something? I don't know. I don't know what the difference is. You let me know what you think in the comments. Got anything going on this weekend? I don't know that I do. Well, it's Easter. Oh yeah, happy Easter. We're gonna go visit with Malia's family for Easter. I think my oldest is coming down from college tonight. We're gonna do some stuff with the kids and then go visit her family. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends and wonderful people. I really appreciate you. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Today's word you should know sounds smart is unitary. It is an adjective meaning a thing that exists or occurs in the discrete units, sections, parts, or steps. Today we can see life as a unitary process made up of a number of smaller processes. Hey, Julian Huxley, an English evolutionary biologist. Just unitary. UNITARY. That's a good word. And I would not have thought that it called out the parts. Just know, like, unitary to me just meant working together, but I guess that's the same thing.